What's up guys, T-Hugs here, back with another PUBG tips video. In this video, I'll be going over general tips and strategies you can use in order to win more games and get more chicken dinners. Whether you've won your fair share of games or have never even gotten a chicken dinner, this guide should provide necessary tips for increasing your chances of survival in any late game situation. All of the strategies I will be sharing in this video have personally helped me get more chicken dinners and win more top 10 situations as I continue to play the game. With that being said, let's get started. We all know PUBG is a game based around decision making, and there is no certain way you're supposed to play. So making a guide going over how to win every time is impossible, but giving tips on how to make better decisions throughout a game is no problem. So the first tip I will give you is around the first decision you will be making, and that's where to land. Ideally, the best place to land is a low risk, high loot area. Getting good loot in the beginning of the game will make it easier to win mid-game gunfights and minimize risks during late-game situations. Some areas that I like to land at that offer low risk, high reward are these red circles marked on the map. If you prefer to land at smaller complexes, that works as well. These complexes highlighted in green can also provide you with good loot and low risk, but are not as promising as the areas marked in red. Usually when I go for the win, I land at a coastal city. When I'm flying down towards the city, I try to count how many players are around me and where they land so I can ambush them and won't get surprised if they ambush me. I will usually end up landing at the edge complexes of these cities. This way I only have to worry about people pushing me from the inside of the city or from my sides. Once done looting, you should have at least one AR of your choice and either a close quarter weapon like a shotgun, or more preferably a long range sniper like the Kar 98. You should also at least have a level 2 vest and a level 2 helmet. A good amount of painkillers, energy drinks, and grenades will be very helpful in late game as well. If you have a loadout you're comfortable with for late game, you should now be searching for a vehicle. A UAZ or Dacia is best since it will provide you better cover for late game situations. Once you have a vehicle, try to find a good position or house in the center of zone. Something you can easily protect until late game will usually do the trick. If I don't find a good loadout in the beginning of the game, I will usually go crate hunting. When pushing for crates, I will usually get out of my car in a safe spot about 50 meters away. This way I can see if anybody is using the crate as bait, or I can easily kill someone else that is trying to get to the crate. One thing I do before driving to the crate is dropping the weapon I don't want before I drive over. This allows me to get the crate weapon as fast as possible, so I have less of a chance of getting shot in the back or getting killed. Also, when looting any type of crate, don't stand still. If you stand still, you will be an easy target for anyone that wants to headshot you. You can easily avoid this problem by moving your stick around in small circles when you're in your inventory. After you find a crate gun, you should now be searching for a good position inside the center of zone. Going to the center of zone gives you a better chance of being in the next zone. The more times you get pushed out of your position, the more chances you have of dying. So this is why it's best to go to the center of zone and set up camp there. If you would rather play more aggressive, then I would recommend you drive around looking for any gunfights you can find. This strategy is very risky, but it could give you better loot for endgame situations. Once there is about 20 to 25 people left in the game, you should now prioritize positioning over everything. Having a better position than other players means you'll survive longer and have a better chance of winning gunfights. This is the stage of the game when a vehicle becomes very useful. This is when the majority of houses left in zone will be occupied by other players. So the best option is to drive around looking for good ridges or high ground that will provide good cover. Driving around on Xbox can pose a problem since vehicles have such low health. If somebody shoots at you, make sure to slow down and quickly jump out on the opposite side of the player. If you want to jump out on the passenger side of the vehicle, just simply tap A before jumping out and it will put you on the passenger side. This does not mean you should drive around the entire endgame. This will most likely get you killed and won't get you any better at the game. Another strategy I use in endgame is patrolling the edge of the circle. If a zone is far away from you, try not to run directly towards it. Running along the edges is a much safer option since you won't get shot from one of your sides or your back because you will just be coming from that direction. When there are around 10 to 15 players left, you should stop looting. Looting in endgame usually ends up getting you killed, since there's so many people in such a small circle. Another important thing to remember in endgame is when to engage and when not to engage. In this clip right here, I have an easy shot at the guy at the top of this ridge, but I choose not to shoot him because I'm in a bad position and I want the other two teams to finish each other off. By not shooting, I allowed myself to get in a better position to fight the remaining two players and easily get the chicken dinner. One thing you shouldn't do in a final circle is go prone. When you lay on the ground, it takes away a lot of your field of view, so you won't be gaining as much information on other players than if you were standing up or running around. Also, movement when you're prone is much slower than standing up. Spotting other players before they spot you is crucial for winning any kind of gunfight, so that's why it's really important to constantly keep looking around and moving in the final circle. If you spot a player before they spot you, most likely you have a huge advantage over that player, and more times than not you will end up getting the kill, which is just another reason not to go prone and play a little bit more aggressive. The lean and peek features are also key in winning any endgame gunfight. Peeking from behind a tree or any type of cover limits how much of your body is able to be hit. When doing this, make sure you switch sides, so you are not predictable and you won't get easily killed. Another thing I do is constantly keep in check of the kill feed. Knowing who is getting killed and what guns they are using can help you in many endgame situations. A lot of players do not use everything at their disposal in endgame situations. If you have grenades, stuns, smokes, painkillers, energy drinks, make sure to use it since you can't get it back after you die. I see way too many of my teammates and other players forgetting to use them and just letting them go to waste. If you have enough painkillers and energy drinks, try to remain full boosted throughout the entire late game. Having that extra health advantage when in a gunfight is essential when trying to win more games. Also, when you get a kill in a final circle, change positions. Usually people will hear the shots and go towards them. So if you're still in the spot where the shots were fired, people will come over and try to kill you. But if you change positions, you'll have a better advantage over the players that are looking for you. Most of the top players that frequently win games take time to understand what they did wrong, so they can improve and make sure not to make the same mistakes again. Over time, these mistakes you make will start to disappear. It's completely normal for people to panic and make hasty decisions in late game, since we don't experience it nearly as often as early game. But by practicing these techniques, you should start to feel more confident and relaxed. When you are more confident and relaxed in endgame scenarios, you will start making better decisions and seeing even better results. Well guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you found this video helpful, make sure to check out my other tip videos located at the end of this video. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more content just like this in the future. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.